In the late 1940s, George Lerner of Idaho was trying to solve a family problem. He wanted his younger sisters to have dolls to play with, but in the post-Second World War era, they were still in short supply. So Lerner took a few of Idaho's most famous product, potatoes, from his mother's garden and dressed them up with little fragments of fruits and veggies for people parts. This got him thinking, why not market little plastic eyes, ears, noses, and mouths that any child could stick on the nearest tuber, transforming it into their magic friend? Lerner went to toy companies with the idea and they all said no. War rationing was still in recent memory. Would moms and dads really let their kids turn Idaho's most famous product into toys? But a textile company that eventually changed its name to Hasbro realized this was a brilliant idea. The first Mr. Potato Head went up for sale for 98 cents. You bought the hands, the feet, ears, and mouths and supplied the potato yourself. Plus, Hasbro came up with a second smart move. They advertised the product on a new thing called television.
Hey, there's Hasbro! Hasbro makes toys. What's new, Hasbro?
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head with their own cars and trailers. That's what's new.
In 1952 alone, they sold 1 million Potato Head kits. So they added new potato characters, Brother Spud, Sister Yam, and eventually Mrs. Potato Head, plus accessories, a kitchen set, a stroller, and even a car. Mr. Potato Head led a march of toys signaling that the Great Depression World War II era was over, replaced by the boom economy of the Eisenhower era. These products all shared the same strategies and assumptions. They encouraged spontaneity and creativity in children. They mirrored the do-it-yourself craze of the great suburban migration. Finally, to borrow a term popular with software developers, they were robust. You could build them out, add stuff on, and endlessly expand them. One of the most famous of these toys was an update of an earlier product. A stonemason invented Tinkertoys in 1914 after seeing children play with thread spools and twigs. His kits allowed kids to create elaborate structures out of sticks and thick buttons with holes in their sides. But after the Great Crash of 1929, his company struggled to stay relevant. Not until a bigger firm acquired the outfit in 1952 and spruced up the product with color components did sales pick up again. Tinkertoys would lead a wave of toys that all subscribed to the same philosophy. Give kids the tools to create their own fun. Sure, there were still dedicated toys in the 1950s, jigsaw puzzles, bicycles and sleds, BB guns, and of course dolls. But in the 1950s, experts like Dr. Benjamin Spock encouraged parents to trust their children's instincts. Dr. Spock told parents that if you're on a tight budget, don't buy your child a playhouse or a pre-made kiddie car. Just give the kid a cardboard box or two. They'll figure out something by themselves. So all kinds of cardboard box toys appeared on the market. The modeling compound Play-Doh was first sold as a wallpaper cleaner in the 1930s. Not until the 1950s did its manufacturer realize its potential and began selling the substance to schools. Scientists discovered silly putty in the 1940s while searching for a substitute for rubber. The substance can stretch and bounce, or pick up type from paper books and newspapers. The genius of Colorforms was that it was just vinyl shapes that could be posted in a million ways on a laminated board, and Etch A Sketch ingeniously let kids operate a drawing pencil on a set screen over a box filled with powder. The gadget was little more than that. But the last and most lasting toy of the 1950s took Mr. Potato Head's expandability concept to the next level. Ruth Handler first got the idea for Barbie by visiting West Germany in the early Cold War years. There she saw the Lily doll. Lily was based on a tabloid newspaper cartoon character. She was a gold digger, complete with pouty lips and 2-inch high heels, always on the lookout for her next sugar daddy. Handler brought Lily back to the United States and turned her from naughty to nice. The New York Toy Show was not impressed, so she bought her own patent, went into production, and made business history. Barbie was a sensation beyond Handler's dreams. It took her Mattel company several years to catch up with the overwhelming demand for the doll. Barbie herself wasn't that expensive. But then came the accessories. Barbie's party dresses, the prom gowns, Ken's tux, her split-level house, her Corvette, her pink telephone, her shoes, her shoe closet. You could buy Barbie's accessories or make them yourself. Owning a Barbie meant owning more than just a doll. It meant constructing and reconstructing an evolving way of life. These toys are still with us today. They endure because in an age of packaged video games that decide everything from plot to images to music, the toys of the 1950s relied on the imaginative powers of children to thrive. And that, I think, is a good thing.